Hello, magical, mystical unicorn being. I'm so happy that you're here joining me for one of my favorite times of the week, tarot and the stars, for the week of May 9th. This is a powerful time. We have got a lot of strong planets in the sign of Aries. I'm going to open up my screen so you can see what is going on in the sky right now. Woo! Okay, so I'm giving you a different view today. Instead of showing you the chart, like a birth chart, this is from the perspective of the Earth looking up at the sky. There are not really houses numbered, just so you know. As you can see, there's no numbers, and it's really as though we were looking up at the sky and seeing each constellation all around the sky. So look over to the side of the screen where my arrow is, and I'm showing you where this sign of Aries is. So right now we have the planet Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in our whole solar system. Huge, expansive energy. Whenever Jupiter comes into a part of your chart, it's going to expand, exaggerate, inflate, make larger, make things easier, make things bigger. It can also bring an energy of overdoing it, a too muchness, where it feels like insatiable. So imagine that Jupiter is this expansive planet. And as you can see, it's right on the line of Aries. And Jupiter is moving into the sign of Aries on Tuesday, May 10th. And what this is going to bring is an emphasis, lots of extra focus and energy, and expanding into the part of your birth chart that is Aries. So what I'd like you to do this week is open your birth chart, find the house that Aries is in, and most likely that house that Aries is in, you are going to have a beneficial experience if you go into that house and you think about the ways that you could integrate the Aries themes into that house. So for example, if your Aries happens to land in the 10th house of your career and your public life, then you will have an opportunity to really focus on what it is that you desire to improve, to lead, to connect to begin in that house in your chart. So you'll want to open your chart, look for where Aries is, because Jupiter is coming in there, and it's going to allow you to emphasize and connect to the Aries energy, which is all about you. It's all about you and how you lead yourself through this life. It is also the starting point of the zodiac wheel, 0 degrees Aries. It's where we begin. So this part of your chart, you've got new opportunities being illuminated. You've got inspiration being illuminated. I want you to think about striking a match in this part of your chart where you're breaking into new territory and you're beginning something in this part of your chart. What's amazing about this time in astrology is that Jupiter works on a 12-year cycle. So what is coming into your chart now, what you're starting in your life now, the things that you really want in this part of your chart, the self-leadership that you're being asked to step into, the changes that you feel called to make, and the courage that you need in order to make those changes in this part of your chart are starting off a 12-year cycle. So from now until 2034 is when this cycle closes. So you're most likely starting something that's going to help you grow and develop yourself. Because remember, Aries is the self. It's discovering what you really want, what you really need, what is important to you, what gets you connected to your desires, all in this part of your chart. We also have Jupiter on the tail of Chiron, which is the wounded planet, the part of yourself that's being asked to experience deep healing around a certain wound. And with Aries, it is showing us where we are called to step into more courageousness around who we are and what we're here to do, more courageousness around our self-expression and those aspects of ourselves that are true and unique to us that other people might not completely understand. And it doesn't matter, they don't need to, because it is all about you, baby. This time is all about you, mamacita. Understanding yourself, healing yourself, learning about yourself, and stepping into those more courageous new beginnings, where there's definitely something coming in right now in your life that is showing you a new start, a new desire, and where you are being asked to really trust yourself, and knowing that with Chiron having already been in Aries for 2022, you have been undergoing healing around these themes as all. So now there is this like healed wisdom that's coming in around places where you may have had limiting beliefs or doubts, because Chiron brings those things up. And we have been asked to find new pathways of healing that allows us to step into more courageous ways of self-expression, more courageous ways of literally just being ourselves in our full authenticity, letting the world see us, and also not really being concerned with others' thoughts about us. Aries is like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to go after. And it loves to begin, it loves to change and start something new. So there's emphasis around the newness in this house in your chart. So I would really encourage you to open your birth chart and look for that. So now I've got May 11th opened on the more birth chart style. And you can see Jupiter at 0 degrees in Aries. And we also have Venus within 10 degrees of that in Aries. We have this is like a cake, like a 3-layer cake. The most delicious, exciting, wild, innovative, freaking springtime blossoming, rose, dark chocolate forest, raspberry filling cake. And the 3 layers are at the bottom, all the delicious, yummy places you've been healing, and recognizing the healing you've done. It's the win of the healing, the wisdom that has been gathered. That's the bottom layer, the wisdom that you've gathered on your healing journey up to now. The next layer is now you know your worth. You know more of what you value, more of what's important to you. That is a delicious, sensual layer, your worth, what you love. And then the final layer, like the top layer, is Jupiter. And that top layer has got roses blooming out of it. It's got like, have you ever seen those sparkler candles? Like, you put the candle in and it's like a little firework. That is what is on top of our cake. And this is a cake. The theme of this cake is a new, courageous, bold beginning that you are being called to step into. And you're going to take a big old slice of that delicious, luxurious, magical, exciting cake. You're going to take a bite, and that bite is this 0-degree first step onto this new path. Very, very exciting place to be. I'm going to take a deep breath because I'm so excited about the cake. Sounds like a really good cake. So we're in this new beginning, this moment of starting again. And with all of that new bold energy in Aries, this 0-degree Jupiter going into Aries, starting a 12-year cycle. And we will have a retrograde moment around October, but it's still going to be like going into Pisces. It'll come right back into Aries. So we'll be exploring for the next 12 years. It doesn't just start and then it's over. It's like, okay, we have a 12-year cycle into this part of our chart. And Chiron has a 5-year cycle in this part of our chart. So it is like we're stepping on a new path, a very exciting new path. And as we step onto that new path, we are also moving towards the full moon next Monday. So next week, I know I'm jumping ahead, but the full moon is a clearing. So we have a simultaneous clearing, releasing, and beginning, which is a pattern in astrology and a pattern in our lives. Every closure comes with a beginning. So we're really stepping into a very interesting space. And when we get towards this full moon at our south node, it is going to continue the theme of the eclipse, which is pulling stuff up from the surface to bring into your awareness the sun illuminating the moon, illuminating the subconscious, pulling things up. So be tender with yourself during the whole week now, all the way up to the moon and after the moon. Tender as we pull up the south node themes that are in Scorpio right now. You're learning about the human psychology, learning about the wounding, learning about the healing. And most likely you've undergone a healing process from the start of the new moon solar eclipse, which happened the first week of May up until next week. There has been a rapid healing process. It may have felt uncomfortable at times. It may have felt shocking or surprising, especially with the Uranian energy. And you can think about it like a catalyzed moment of growth, preparing us for this new journey with the Jupiter, Venus, Chiron layer cake in the new beginning of our lives. Wow, so much powerful energy. And what comes up that feels uncomfortable and feels old and feels like a pattern, we're simultaneously being shown these things so that we can recognize, okay, this is how I've healed so far. This is what needs to come next. This is where the changes are being made so that I can be more courageous, more connected to myself, more bold for this new beginning. And this call to be more present with what we truly desire, and to really recognize that, you know, time keeps moving, and it's going to keep moving and moving and moving faster and faster with us or without us. And we're all of this astrological energy basically gives us an opportunity to say, yes, I'm ready, or actually, I'm going to stay where I am and I'm just going to explore because this is where I am, and have compassion for that. But there are many energies that call to a new beginning, and you're the only one that knows your new beginning. So trust your new beginning. Okay. The next thing is you may have already heard Mercury Retrograde. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so Mercury is coming in retrograde. And what does that really mean? This happens multiple times during the year. Mercury goes retrograde, and Mercury is the planet of communication. It rules our mind. It rules travel, local stuff as well. It rules your emails and the snail mail, and it rules, you know, booking flights and booking little trips and all of the surprise moments, the unexpected things that could happen in the realm of how things move and how things communicate, and also how you think. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it really is a call to have a whole lot of patience with anything that comes up that feels unexpected. And I've got here May 12th, Gemini, that's where Mercury is right now. You see that little R, that means the retrograde. And really what it is a opportunity to observe what happens when things don't go as planned, and to notice, you know, those days where you wake up and you're like, I don't know, maybe you wake up and there's a glass of water by your bed. This has happened to me all the time. I wake up, my foot kicks a glass of water. I start my day off with like a huge puddle on the ground. And I'm like, oh, there's a puddle on the ground. And then I go into the kitchen and I trip. Or, you know, I go into the kitchen and I hit my head on a what are they called? We open them, and that's where the cups are, a cabinet. And then I'm like, oh, today is going to be a terrible day. And then I start to create more of that energy. And for me, Mercury retrograde is a good reminder of days like that, where you don't have to snowball. Like, we have a tendency to snowball the negative mental process, where you start thinking one negative thought and the wiring just snowballs. Like, yes, let's hang out in this challenge. I want to have a terrible day. And it's an opportunity to kick over that glass of water and say, whoopsie, clean it up. Oh, I got to clean my floor. Look for the positive in it. Oh, I hit my head. I'm asking to be more present. And often when these unexpected things occur, especially when we feel the frustration around it, is we're really being asked to be more present, to slow down, to notice the breathing. So when there's an unexpected fairy that comes your way, slow down, slow the process down, breathe into it, and receive what's there, rather than gripping on to the snowball effect of, oh my God, the rest of today is going to be a mess. And instead, oh, I'm being asked to be present in this moment. So now I will pull our 3 cards for the week ahead. Please, in your mind, pull up a number, 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And breathe into that for a step, 1, 2, or 3. Trust it. I just got a jumper, which is a tarot card that kind of like pops out of the deck while you're shuffling. And the theme of all of the cards together is newness, which pairs perfectly with the astrology of the moment. So the jumper, the one that popped out of the deck, is this Page of Pentacles. So pentacles are also referred to as coins, and they are when we take the thoughts from the ether, the ideas, the downloads, the realizations, and we bring them down our chakra column. Third eye is your vision. You're connecting your ideas for the future down to the throat, down to the heart, down to the solar plexus, down to the sacral, down to the root. We pull it down the manifesting cord and we take initiative. We actually do something about it. We do an action rather than letting it live up in the sky and just float around like a bird going nowhere. We pull it down and we bring it to the earth. So the overall theme is this new beginning. This person here is standing surrounded by grounding energy, all those trees, all the earth connection, all the green that you see in this card is saying, take what is coming through, pull it down your manifesting cord. We are starting something new. This is new beginning energy. The pages are more youthful, open curiosity about starting something new. So there's a lot of positivity around it and a lot of confidence around it as well. Now, card number 1, people, and this is also for everyone, all right? So whatever card you chose, every card is for you, but the card you chose is like an extra, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to know, girl. Okay, 2 of Wands. So the way that I read this is that card number 1, people, you know the thing that excites you, that's calling you, that's lighting you up, that's pulling you towards it. That is the energy of passion. Wands is fire. It's like Aries, Sag, and Leo. It's the exciting, the light, the warmth, the ooh, this feels good and it's magnetizing me towards it. With the other thing that maybe feels safer or easier. And often when the 2 of Wands comes up, it's like there's 2 options. One is usually safer, easier. You possibly have already done it before. It may be something you're already in, something easy. And the other is you are feeling a pull to bringing something new into your life. And can you trust that intuitive guidance? Can you trust the pull? Can you take action, this Page of Pentacles, grounding into, stepping into this action, event, or idea or place that you're being called to? And can you trust that intuitive guidance, that intuitive pull? You know, sometimes we get caught almost in a web of choices. Is this right? Is that right? And neither choice is right or wrong? And can you release the attachment to the outcome and the attachment to what is the right choice, what is the wrong choice, and know that you can choose the thing that makes you feel really good, and you can choose also to stay where you are, and that there's lessons and guidance and magic in every choice. So release the right or wrong choice, because spirit is going to guide you where you're going no matter what. We tend to get so attached to being right or choosing right that we can lose the whole point. We can misunderstand the whole process. And the process is all about learning and being where we're at and moving forward from that space. Okay, card number 2, people, remembering we're in this new beginning. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, new beginning, another new beginning. So this is a really beautiful one where we're calling in the longings of our heart, the cravings of our heart, the desires of our heart. And if you watched the solar eclipse manifesting workshop, then you were called to look at, and we did a meditation and a mantra on the longings of the heart, the deep desire. What do you really want? And Ace of Cups is that emotion, that high vibrational emotion of the desire of what you want and taking the steps towards it. That's really being activated right now for card number 2. And all of us, right, because these are for everybody, but the extra potent message for number 2 people is keep walking in that direction. This is like a thumbs up from the universe. It's a thumbs up from your heart. Keep doing what you're doing, and know that the new beginnings are coming in. So keep trusting yourself, keep trusting the intuitive guidance, and know that you're fully supported. And I would say this is like a check, like yes, keep going, you're on path, and stay connected to that energy, because you doing good. And remember, that's everybody. You doing good, no matter what is going on. Okay, and card number 3, people, still with the energy of new beginnings and taking action on that new beginning and that change. 5 of Swords. Oh, the crows always coming in. And crows can be intuitive guidance, and they can also be the pesky inner critic voices that sometimes keep us feeling stuck. That inner critic that says, oh, you're not ready, or you're not good enough yet, or this isn't perfect enough, or you're not the best. And the 5 of Swords can be sometimes annoying, yet false, illusionary inner critic voices, old stories that are playing around and and circling your head and giving you a headache. And so all of us, and especially card number 3, people. Okay, I clearly have changed locations. So I'm to just keep going and then kind of bring everything to a seal. So 5 of Swords is where we're on, and the 5 of Swords energy is similar to what I was sharing about what Mercury retrograde can bring in, which when I talked about one thing goes wrong and then you kind of focus on that wrong thing. And the more you focus on it, the more you get that exact same energy. Law of attraction, you pull that energy in. And so with 5 of Swords, it is important to recognize if you are pulling in and focusing on things and thoughts that aren't serving. It's a call to remember, to realize, and to become conscious of that, and to take action on the tools that you have that help shift you back into a present place, and also back into your confidence and your how you're proud of yourself. Because sometimes Five of Swords can feel like, oh, I've lost at something, or I'm not quite where I want to be. And it's a not enoughness vibration. And so the remedy is calling back your power and calling back your confidence. Sometimes what I like to do when I feel a little bit knocked down is list out the things that I'm proud of myself for, that I've done recently. Listing out your wins, or writing about your wins, or even just remembering something that you can be proud of. And again, this is the card 3, people, but it's really like our collective message. New beginning. All of these new beginnings are coming in, and with these new beginnings can also show up in the polarity, the doubt. Normal, totally normal. Everything has a polarity. You can't have the sun without the moon, can't have the masculine without the feminine, the day without the night, the ultimate confidence without the lack of confidence. So it's all part of the polarity, and it's all part of the process. And we want to remember, if that inner critic arises, that it's part of the polarity, and it's an illusion. It's a veil. It's not necessarily the reality. So lean towards the things that make you feel proud of yourself and confident, and know that you've gone through such a deep learning process in the past couple of months, and even in the past couple of weeks. We've had this super charge of healing through the eclipse portal that we're still in. And so we are learning so much during this time. It's important to focus on what you are learning and how you have grown, and to really pat yourself on the back for all that growth that's been happening. So here we are. That is the tarot and the stars for the week of May 9th through all the way until we get to this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And the events for this week are, we're going to have an event on Wednesday, which will be tarot and the tea. So Wednesday, the 11th, 8 to 9 p.m., tarot and tea. Grab your tea. I got the tarot deck. It'll be a really nice way to move towards the full moon, because we are certainly in a clearing week. Clearing brings new beginnings. Endings brings new beginnings. So we're in this beautiful in-between beginning stage. And then on Monday from 7 to 9 p.m., so next Monday, we will have Monday the 16th, our lunar eclipse workshop. And that will be a big healing, big clearing workshop. We will most likely do Kundalini because we love it and it's so powerful. So that's it for this week. You are fantastic. I love you. You're magical. You're incredible. You are inspiring. You are learning. You are growing. You are a mystical being of light and energy. And I will see you so soon. Mwah. Have an awesome, awesome week.